would like to start off by saying thank you for all joining us tonight and being here to celebrate the Hay Lakes graduating class of 2025. My name is Clay Anderson. I'll be your Master of Ceremonies this afternoon. We would like to acknowledge that we are located on Treaty 6 territory, which is a traditional meeting ground for many First Nations and Métis people, whose footprints have marked these lands for centuries. At the end of the ceremony, the overhead lights will light up, and there will be opportunities for photos. Parents do not need to get up for photos. There will be 2 volunteer teachers to do so. It is my honor to welcome some very special representatives from our school division. Please welcome Mr. Dwight Dibben, Battle River School Division Trustee for County and Flag Staff, and Mr. Steve Ticamo, Director of Human Resources for BRSD. We'll be starting our ceremony with the grand entrance of our graduates, so please have your camera ready for pictures. While our graduates enter the gym, Mr. Scott Peterson will be offering some special memories for each of our graduate students. Mr. P.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Scott Peterson, and I'm a teacher and the athletic director here at Hay Lakes School. I've been given the honor of introducing our graduates to you. I had the grads fill out some information in a Google Doc with for these introductions. I also used some of the information that they had created in their grad bios. I've had the pleasure of teaching this class for a number of years, beginning in elementary physical education. I think of my first encounter with this class. They were in elementary at the time. I wasn't their phys ed teacher yet, but I'd been asked to cover one of their classes. The gym was unavailable, so I took them outside for some free time. It was a nice day, but the day before had been rainy and wet, and the kids were out on the playground. Most of the kids went out to the playground, but there was a group of boys who decided that they would grab this old, wet, either shirt or hoodie that had been in the rain all night, and we're going to play tag with each other, and they chased each other throwing the wet shirt at each other. That's when I got my first introduction to how this dynamic this group may be. It made me laugh at the time. It provided me with a long-standing theory that I still stick with, that boys are dumb. Anyway, it was at this time that I realized that this class did have a lot of characters in it, and so now I'm going to introduce these characters to you. Grads, I will start my blurb. They will come up to the arch, and then I will be talking about them as they come on down. I'll wait until they reach the stage before I begin my next introduction. Before I do so, I would like to start by acknowledging Madison Bolton and her family today. Madison was a beloved member of this class and community, and she is greatly missed. Although she is not here to celebrate with us today, she is in our hearts and thoughts and will be alongside her classmates every step of the way today and throughout their celebrations this weekend. I miss seeing Madison in the halls and having conversations about music and different bands. She also had an amazing sense of humor and had no problem poking fun at others and herself. All good-natured at that. I will start with our first graduate, Kate Anderson. Kate says she doesn't have a nickname, but don't ever call her Katie. See, and I hate it when people call me Katie too, so I get it. When she's done high school, Kate wants to take a gap year, go to Olds College for equine massage and equine reproduction technician, and be a mom, which was in capital letters, so that's serious business. Her favorite memories were all the naps in the commons area and yapping. Not sure if the yapping and napping happened at the same time, but that was one of her memories. Kate is such a positive person and is never afraid to lend a hand and will be missed here dearly at Hay Lake School. Kate said if she had a theme song, it would be "In a Hurry to Get Things Done" by Billy Karen Beaufort. Don't be in too much of a hurry, it goes by fast. Kate Anderson, everybody. Next, we have Savannah Badry. Her nickname is Sav. In the summer, she wants to get a part-time job at a kennel, and in the fall, register into Northwest College to be a vet assistant. Her favorite memory is going to the boot room during lunch with friends and throwing empty bottles at each other. And I thought boys only did dumb things. I'm just kidding, Savannah. If she had a theme song, it would be "Life's About to Get Good" by Shania Twain. I will miss our yo's in the hallway, Savannah. Whenever Savannah and I pass each other in the hallway, I don't know when it started or how it started, but we give each other a yo, and puts a smile on both of our faces. We'll miss your bubbly personality and big smile here at Hay Lake School. Good luck in your future endeavors. Everybody, Savannah Badger. Next, we have Zoe Barkley. Zoe said her nicknames are Randy and Zoe. Zoe's plan when she's done high school is to take a gap year and then take courses through NAIT to become a body modification artist, which I found out is a tattoo artist and piercer. Times sure have changed. When I was in the Italian Mafia in New York City, our body modification artist was named Bruno, and he wasn't a tattoo artist. Zoe said if she had a theme song, it would be "Don't Stop Dancing" by Creed. Her favorite memory of school was yapping when they were supposed to be doing work. There's a lot of yapping going on in this class. Zoe's been my work experience student for the last 3 years, and she is a conscientious, funny, and hardworking young lady. I'm very proud of you, Zoe, and don't stop dancing. Come on up, Zoe. Next, we have Cole Beatty. Cole said his nickname is Mud. I'm not sure why. I read it out last night and my wife said, "Geez, that's awfully close to your nickname, which is Dud." When he's done school, Cole would like to be a lifelong turkey farmer. Hey, that's a lot like being a teacher. We deal with our share of turkeys every day. He also mentioned going to NAIT for HVAC technician, very similar careers. His favorite memory was making memories with the guys and basketball provincials this past year. If he had a theme song, it would be "American Kids" by Kenny Chesney. Best of luck to you, Cole Beatty. Next, we have Naya Began-Watt. Naya's nickname is Bill Nye. I can't remember if this started in junior high basketball, but I remember it being a thing, so it might have. When Naya's done high school, she wants to go to MacEwan University and become a social worker. Her favorite memory from school is anything but 12-minute runs. I take offense to that very deeply, Naya. But she also did say that the teachers and finding random pictures of Shrek around the school were also some of her favorite memories. She said if she had a theme song, it would be "Gucci Flip-Flops." Naya, I will miss your subtle sense of humor and our music discussions. Best of luck, Naya. Next, we have Kaylin Bowler. Kaylin said his nickname is Swag Money, and I didn't realize he was a rapper. There's not many of those in Hay Lakes. He said he wants to be an electrician / full-time Minecraft YouTuber, which basically go hand in hand. Kaylin said his favorite memory of school was grade 9 basketball and the 2023 ski trip. I was fortunate to coach the team in grade 9 when Kaylin was on the team, and it was a great season, and there was such a fun team to coach. Getting to know Kaylin through the years, it has become clear that although he can be quiet and maybe seem distant, when you get to know him, he has a big heart and can be very empathetic. Kaylin, it's been a pleasure getting to know you and coach you, and I wish you all the best. Kaylin Bowler. Next is Logan Hanlon. Logan said his nickname is Ginge, which of course is because he's a huge fan of ginger beef. He also said he wants to work for a year, make some dough, and go to school for millwrights. So if I understand this correctly, it sounds like he wants to be a bread maker. He said that his favorite memory of school was provincial basketball. I'm assuming it's for basketball, unless they have bread making provincials that I'm unaware of. Logan says if he had a theme song, it would be Devil Without a Cause by Kid Rock. Come on up, Logan Hanlon. Next, we have Nora Hansen. Nora said her nickname is Hanson, which is a wonderful pop group from the 90s, if you remember. Her plan when she is done is to take a gap year, go to Olds College, and get a bachelor's degree in horticulture. Her favorite memory is Luca Lane, the Pokemon card found while researching the brutal dictator Pol Pot. She said she didn't think she had ever laughed harder in her whole life. She also said her high school teachers were one of her favorite memories. Everybody, Nora Hansen. Next, we have Kaylee Hines. Kaylee said her nickname is Ketchup and Kiwi. This is because whenever she eats a kiwi, she needs to put ketchup on it. In the fall, she plans to attend the U of A at Augustana in Global Studies and Ethics, pursue a career in politics, and be rich. Her favorite memories were playing Disease at recess, and I would venture a guess if she played with that wet hoodie I was talking about, she would have got a disease of some sort. Kaylee said if she had a theme song, it would be Just a Girl by No Doubt. I also have had the pleasure of coaching Kaylee and getting to know her better. I've always been very impressed by her positive attitude and her commitment to being part of a team. She also has a bubbly personality and a very kind heart. Kaylee, keep being you. Ladies and gentlemen, Kaylee Hines. Next, we have Cassidy Howe. Cassidy's nickname is Cassie. She wants to take a gap year and then go into either biology or physics through the U of A. Her favorite memory was absolutely booking it across the equipment playing grounders, and all the times when she laughed so hard she could barely breathe from something dumb that one of her friends said. I bet you she laughed a lot. I always admired Cassidy for her fierce loyalty to her friends and for standing up for her classmates when it was necessary and standing up for what she believes in. It's a very great character trait. I wish you all the best. Cassidy Howe, everybody. Next is Caden Kennett. Caden said his nicknames are Milkman, Bebo, Bee, Slenderman, and Beep. That's a lot of nicknames. Caden said when he graduates, he wants to take a gap year and go to college for interior design. Then once he is stable with money, he wants to become a professional YouTuber. He said if he had a theme song, it would be I'm Doing Fine by Marino and Promoting Sounds. His favorite things about Hay Lake School was the teachers. Smart thing to say, finals are still coming up. Everyone, Caden Kennett. Next, we have Kenyon McLean. Kenyon said that his nickname is K-Man. He would like to go into the trades, but he still will be exploring his options. He will be working in the construction industry over the summer. His favorite memories were all the time spent with classmates, although learning that he has accomplished over the many years and having something new to do every day. If he had a theme song, it would be Seek and Destroy by Metallica, a lighthearted song, if anybody is familiar with it. Kenyon and I will miss our talks about the Oilers and hockey. Kenyon will often come up to me and ask if I watched the game last night, and we have a good discussion on how things are going, whether they be good or bad. I wish you all the best. Kenyon McLean. Next, we have Teddy Morningway. Teddy said that his nicknames are Ted, Tedster, Tedison, Ted Wardo, Ward, Tedward, which Teddy said are literally the worst nicknames ever. So challenge accepted, Teddaroonie. Teddy said he wants to attend the U of A with a neuroscience major, anthropology minor, then either med school or an education degree to become a teacher, which is the same dilemma I went through. Do I become a doctor or a teacher? Teddy said if he had a theme song, it would be A Ray of Light by Bears and Trees. Teddy's favorite memory was the band trip in 2024. Teddy, I've always admired your positive attitude and your drive to be successful. I have no doubt that you'll be successful in your future endeavors. Teddy Morningway, everyone. Next is Josh Nordine. Josh said his nickname is Juno, and a little known fact, this is because he's won numerous Juno Awards as a famous Canadian country singer. He said he's going to take a gap year and then he would like to be a heavy equipment operator. He also said his favorite memories were playing basketball with the boys and basketball provincials this year. Josh, it has been a pleasure teaching and coaching you here at our school, and I know you have it in you to be very successful. Best to you in your future, everyone, Josh Nordine. Next, we have Allison Thompson. Allison's nickname is Allie. Her plan after graduation is to take a gap year to get financially adjusted and then go to Marvell College for cosmetology. The one good thing about cosmetology classes is the teachers give you extensions on assignments, and if you don't finish, they will sometimes give you makeup work. Sometimes they even encourage cutting class. All right, that's enough with the dumb dad jokes. Allie said her favorite memory was the bathroom meetings with all of the girls. See, that's why girls go to the bathroom together. Secret meetings. I was unaware of this. I've been wondering for years. Allie, it's been a pleasure having you here at Haylake School. Best of luck in the future, Allie Thompson. Next is Cole Winnichuk. Cole said his nickname is Weenuck. When he is done school, he plans to be a pipe fitter. Cole said his favorite thing about Haylake School was hanging with his friends, and his favorite memory was high school basketball provincials. Cole is an outstanding basketball player who's represented our school numerous times in regional and zone championships and provincials. Cole can be quiet at times, but he has a quick and witty sense of humor and can easily make you laugh, and that will be missed here at our school. Best of luck to you, Cole, in your future endeavors. Cole Winnichuk. And next we have Cooper Worthing. Cooper said his nicknames are Cooper the Pooper, I don't want to know, Coop Dog, and Coop. He says that when he is done high school, he wants to go to work, then trade school to be a heavy-duty mechanic and work on his junk vehicles along the way. Cooper has mentioned that one of his favorite memories, which I saw mentioned a few times, was the Great Slide Clog of 2018. Apparently 40 kids can all fit on the slide on the playground. He also enjoyed cruising around at lunch when they got their licenses. Cooper said if he had a theme song, it would be Stride by Miles Kennedy. Cooper, keep being you. You are cheerful, kind, and always easy to have a conversation with. Cooper Worthing. I noticed that a lot of our students said that their favorite memories or moments involved being in the small school setting and the connections made with friends and staff. That is the best part of being in a small school. I myself went to a large high school. I began my teaching career at a bigger school that was significantly bigger than Haylake School. And when I first came here, I was kind of taken aback at how small it was. And it was definitely a different environment than I'd been used to. But it's nice to see that our students here are very appreciative of the fact that we have this small school. You get to know your teachers and classmates on a personal basis. You as a class have definitely helped maintain that culture that we have here at Haylake School, and congratulations on your graduation. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the 2025 graduating class of Haylake School.
Thank you very much for that, Mr. Peterson. Next, we will welcome our very own principal, Mr. Lloyd McKenzie, who will welcome you today to today's festives.
Thank you, Clay. Welcome, everyone. Good afternoon, parents, family members, community members, and staff. On behalf of myself and Assistant Principal Carla Kaliba and all of our Haylake staff, welcome. As Clay said earlier, we're happy to have Mr. Dwight Dimon, Battle River School Division Trustee, and Steve Timko, Director of Human Resources for BRSD, with us here today. This afternoon, we are here to celebrate these fine students who are on the stage with us today, the class of 2025. As Mr. Peterson said today, we also remember their classmate, Madison Bolton, who tragically passed away last school year, who are students who have so thoughtfully honored today. Grade 12s, the end of your kindergarten to grade 12 journey is in sight, and I want you to remember that there are so many people who are proud of you. Many of them are here in the gymnasium today, but there are many more who might not be here, who are also very proud of you. As I was sitting down to work on my remarks last night, yeah, guys, even teachers procrastinate sometimes and finish their homework the night before it is due. My wife and I were talking about the message I want to give to you today. Each day, my wife and I before I leave to work, we have a daily calendar we look at that shares an inspirational message for the day. Last night, I took a bit of time to look back at some from this year, and I'm going to share a few of them with you today. So please excuse the really bad educational puns that you're about to hear that go along with these. So, grade 12s, if you want to look this way, the first one, and your families get to see a nice bigger picture out there, is it's all part of the journey. The experiences you've had since you began school all those years ago have been part of what makes you who you are today. You spent the majority of your lives up until now in school, and as you look toward the future, it is important that you consider the lessons you've learned along the way as you move into the next phase of your lives. Which leads me to my second quote: decide your own path. It's important that you take the lessons you've learned so far and begin to write a new chapter for yourselves. What's great about this unwritten chapter is that the plot is yours to decide. You can make your lives what you want. Make sure to fill it up with the experiences and adventures, and don't pass on an opportunity just because you think it might be too difficult or challenging. Okay, it's time to get a math quote in here with quote number 3. Progress is not linear. When you leave here at the end of June, it's okay not to know what you want to do next year. Or even if you think you know what you want, in a few years that might change. You might think your lives are a straight line from here, but it may bounce like a sine or cosine graph in a few years, and that's okay. The next two quotes kind of go together. Quote 4 is give yourself grace and space, and quote 5 is you're stronger than you think. And no, we're not talking about the kind of strength it takes to get through one of Mr. P's 12-minute runs. In the future, you may be faced with challenges and setbacks, and you may think that they're impossible to overcome. I think it's important for you all to know that you are capable of overcoming just about anything, and this room is full of people who are here to help you along the way. It is important to remember that true strength often means asking those who care about you for help navigating the ups and downs of life. If you struggle or fail, remember to give yourselves a break and know that it's okay, and that the real strength comes from not giving up on your dreams or your goals. Quote 6, be unapologetically enthusiastic about what you love. As you look back over the last 12 years and you think about your future, I encourage you not to let yourself lose those hobbies and pastimes that you have developed and love. Whether it's your artwork, music, sports, rodeo, a love of reading or crafting, or a passion for something that others may find strange, don't let the stressors of adult life get in the way of those passions, and don't let anyone keep you from achieving what you want in life. 2 more to go. Quote 7, keep showing up. And I'm not just talking about the next 5 weeks when you have to remember we have coursework to complete and exams to write, but show up for one another and for your families. The first step to overcoming any challenge is showing up, even if you think it's going to be hard. Continue to put yourself out there and always work to put your best foot forward. My final quote, and I'm going to paraphrase it a little bit: you are all so very wonderful. That may sound a bit weird coming from me, but I hope that you don't ever forget that. Each of you have shown me the quality of person that you are, and that you will continue to be, and I know that you will do great things. Be proud of yourselves and all that you have accomplished, because I know your families and teachers are proud of you all, and I hope that you continue to be the best that you can be in the years to come. Thank you, and congratulations, grade 12s.
Thank you, Mr. McKenzie, for that wonderful speech. I would now like to welcome Mr. Dwight Dibben to bring greetings from the school board.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, and most importantly, the graduates of the Lakes class of 2025, it's my great honor and privilege to offer you congratulations from the Battle River School Division and its Board of Trustees. As you all know, I'm not from here, so you're probably wondering, why is he here? Good question, other than I do have some memories of Hay Lake. Unfortunately, they have to do with this gym, and they're not pleasant memories for me. More years ago than I care to imagine, I do remember making multiple trips to this school, and I think 9 out of 10 times ending up on the losing side. So, thank you very much. So, a common shared pleasant experience was not what I could draw on with what I wanted to share today. I appreciated the introductions that Mr. Peterson gave on the way up here. He's a tough act to follow. So I thought, well, favorite songs. Maybe I could share some of those things and give an idea of our common background. Again, I struck out because my favorite songs when I was near age would be Dancing by Myself by Robin, Love Stinks by the J. Giles Band, and Enter Sandman by Metallica. And Enter Metallica not for the same reasons as Kenyon, as a positive memory, but because I would generally spend all my nights home alone at 9 p.m. and be praying to go to bed sooner rather than later. So, strikeout number 2. What I did try and do was I searched the internet for inspirational thoughts and ideas. I should have borrowed the principal's calendar. There's a lot of crap on the internet. About the best one I could come up with was Steve Carell at a graduation speech a few years ago who said, buy a dog because cats are lame. Not really the inspiration that I think would set you off on your journey. But after hours, or what seemed like hours of searching, I did come across an address by Admiral William McRaven that may be appropriate or have some appropriateness to you in your future endeavors. And that is, I think everybody in their own little way wants to make a difference in the world. They want to make a positive change. I think that's the norm. The exception is those who don't. And Admiral McRaven said that if you want to change the world, make your bed every day. At the start of it, it kind of leaves a little bit to how do you change the world by making your bed every day? Well, making your bed every day is a task. And if you want to change the world, if you want to accomplish a goal, if you want to achieve a dream, you're going to have to undertake, embark, and succeed on likely a series of tasks. And one will lead to another. One success begets another success, begets another success. So start by making your bed. Start each day with purpose. Start each day accomplishing something. And before you know it, other successes will follow. And if you go out and you experience a crappy day, and there will be crappy days, I'm sorry to tell you, you can come home and see evidence that at least this day you accomplished something. And like my mother kept telling me, I hate to admit it, but you do sleep better in a made bed. You won't be able to change the world alone. You're going to need help somewhere along the way. And life isn't always fair. Forget the insults, remember the compliments, and keep going. Even when you fall and get discouraged, try and keep a positive frame of mind, and always remember to be kind. Take risks, stand your ground, don't be afraid if you're confronted, push back against the bullies, and if you happen to come across someone who is being bullied and can't help themselves, push back for them. Stay calm, keep composed, and be kind even in your darkest moments. And every once in a while, put something positive back into the world. None of your talents will fit into one career, and that's okay. You do not need to know what you are going to be doing later on in life at this very moment. Changing the world can be a lofty goal, and I remember something that my dad told me. He said, maybe you'll change the world and maybe you won't, but if you don't, what's your plan B? And he said, my advice is do nothing more than try and leave the world a little bit better than what you found it. One thing I would say is that as you go along life's path, you're going to reflect on your time here and your friends and your community that you made, and they will always be here for you. But as you go forward, always remember that details matter. classes with a little test. And on the way here, I had all of your names in a hat, and I randomly drew one name. And the person whose name I drew was Cole's. So Cole, I have a question for you about your classmates. And there is a reward if you get it right. If you don't get it right, your classmate will get the reward. Okay, cool. Without looking down, look straight up. Which one of your classmates is wearing Chuck Taylors? You got it right. Details matter, and Zoe, those are some damn impressive shoes. I love them. They're neat. So Cole, as I promised, this is for you, bud. I would have bet the same amount, he wouldn't have known that. A heartfelt congratulations to you all. We expect big things from you. We know that you will promise big things. And remember, the community that you came from will always be here to have your backs. Thanks very much for inviting me. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Good luck to you all.
Thank you, Mr. Dibben, for that wonderful speech, and the rest of the school board. Please welcome this year's valedictorian of this year's GLAD class, Teddy Morningway.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I completely dropped my cap, and everything else I was holding there just a couple seconds ago is what it is. All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Teddy Morningway. I am this year's valedictorian, and I had absolutely no clue what to write for this speech. I was, however, given a multitude of ideas and advice by my family and peers. One dear friend said I should do an interpretive dance on stage. Another was convinced I should play Careless Whisper on my saxophone, which, while a great song, is far beyond my skill set to play with my dignity intact. The advice I received most commonly was, in near verbatim, don't make the speech too long. So, as to avoid boring any lovely grandparents or overly tired family and friends, I'll try my best not to drag on. What word is more synonymous with teenager than transition? It is the limbo between childhood, grass-stained knees, stick sword fight, security, and adulthood, a stage many of us have yet to reach, and those who have sorely know how it works. It's quite honestly terrifying thinking of how big our futures are. We have our whole lives stretched before us, a million different paths to choose from. And despite that constant blade hanging over our necks, we still need to make time for schoolwork, chores, family, friends, and for ourselves. This is a time in our lives none of us will ever forget. This is a time where the world seems to freeze and speed up all at once. We've been stuck in limbo, unable to go backwards, and yet unable to take that next step forwards. Today, that changes. Today, we take a leap forwards towards our futures. I, like many of my peers, have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do with my life. And the more I talk to the adults around me, the more I realize that no one really does. Life is messy, it's unpredictable, and as this class knows far too well, it's too short to spend caught between the certainties of our past and the unknowns of our future. So, for today, let's focus on the present. This evening, we are going to laugh. Many of us are going to cry, and we will all ideally look great doing it. We've all worked exceedingly hard to get to this point, and we deserve to celebrate the end of this transition without worrying about our past or our rapidly approaching futures. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. That is why it's called the present. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Teddy. Now I'd like to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Holman.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Boy, this class would have loved that. They're scared to death at how long the speech is going to be. That's it. They don't talk in class. I talk for 80 straight minutes. They think that's normal. It is not. we'll get into that. I won't assume that everyone here knows who I am, even though the grads have heard me say I'm a pretty big deal. I am Brian Hoagland. I've taught and coached at this school for 19 years. Guest speakers are usually allowed to or expected to speak a little longer than others. I was the MC at my brother's wedding a few years ago, and several of my uncles were incredibly concerned about this. They remember me as a child not being quiet and not being short-winded. They were worried I would talk far too much, bore them, and hold up the meal. I am going to keep this relatively brief tonight as we are here for the grads, and I have convinced myself that maybe for one night it is okay for it to not be about me, even though I'm a pretty big deal. See, you moved the lights, like you guys, that's... Oh, just wait, there's like 2 or 3, don't worry about it. It is an honor to be asked to speak tonight, and not one I take lightly. There have been other classes, many actually, that I have had a way smoother relationship with that have not asked me to speak, so it is a privilege to be up here. I would like to take a short moment to acknowledge and honor the memory of Madison Bolton. I miss her, and I would like to think that she would have gotten a kick out of this speech. As I referenced earlier, excuse me, I love engagement and discussion in my classes, and if I reenacted most social groups or classes with this group, you would simply be listening to the hum of the microphone. Unless I asked them about fashion or music or food and the vileness of raisins, or about the power differential between the Hemi and the Duramax engine. They seem tuned out, disengaged, out of gear, so to speak. Mr. Peterson's not the only one with dad jokes. And yet, the basketball players, there are 4 of them in this group that I coached, may have been the best I've ever had at listening. My jaw literally hit the floor when they were in grade 10, and coming out of a timeout, they ran a play exactly as I had drawn it up. And that hadn't happened for 10 years. I was not used to this. And it was so far from my experience with them in a classroom. And it made me, it made me start looking at this class a little bit differently. Often these speeches talk about the future, and others before me have done that. What is next? The potential, all that stuff. It's a very murky subject. It's a winding road. You're going to have surprise failures and surprise victories. There's always another challenge that awaits, no matter how prepared you think you are. In other words, that's life. Where will they go from here? I worried about this for many years that I taught them. I worry less now. Their skills, attitudes, and aptitudes have evolved and grown exponentially, bigly even. I am not as worried about how this group will handle life after Hay Lake School as I once was. You seem to be ready enough-ish. I'm going to stay in the present, in the moment, one shot clock at a time, so to speak. I was not this class's first choice to speak tonight. Mrs. Pockstadt was, and rightfully so. One of the class mentioned, while they were discussing potential guest speakers, that she had been like a mom for this group, always looking out for them. I don't think they would say that about me. I seemed to push them more than look after them. I seemed to kick them somewhere, figuratively, more than give them a figurative hug. This group never turned on me, though. I know, I'm surprised too. They never said, forget you and stop showing up or stop working, although they tended to work at their own pace, even after kicking them, figuratively. I first started teaching this group when they were in grade 6, and they would not have needed sunglasses at that point. I had a full head of, maybe not. I have taught this group 1 year longer than any other group I have taught while I've been at Hay Lake School. Hence the need for their sunglasses and my hairline. Before I met them, I was warned about them. They They are a different group, I was told, as Mr. Peterson has already referenced. I had been told that about a lot of classes, so I let that slide. But they started pushing early. And the joke about my hairline and this class was born because I started pushing back. I'm pretty competitive, and I wanted them to be better, whether they wanted it or not. And then I watched them pass through the different school phases. Ernest, that one didn't last long. Goofy, that one's still going. We're just glad Cole's wearing pants tonight. They were too cool, bored, trudging, and finally, they've seen the light at the end of the tunnel. And in all that time, we kept pushing each other. I seemed to be tracking missing assignments, tracking missing attendance, tracking classroom drama, tracking maturity levels, and it felt like a very, very uphill battle. And this is where some of the parents out there start nodding along. There always seemed to be something going along or going with this class. There was always something. And it felt like, for a long time, there were two ways that it could go for them. Sometimes it seemed that they could fracture. There were deep fault lines sometimes. And we would start to lose them to other schools, other interests, other groups. Or they would dig in, and they would keep trying, and they would mature at some point. And their resiliency has grown over the years, which was not an early sign for this group. There was no aha moment. It was a slow, sometimes very, very painful process. But this group kept showing up. And the more they showed up, the more chances they gave themselves of winning in the end. I have actually grown to like this group, which they never thought was going to happen. But because they haven't quit, and they kept showing up, not only did they give themselves a chance to grow, but they gave themselves a chance to grow on us here at the school. I think they still surprise themselves and have surprised themselves sometimes when they achieve more than they think they can. When this class was in grade 6, I could not envision them participating in their own spirit days as they have done every day this past week. I did not see them embracing and enhancing our school culture. They may not and probably won't remember most or any of the curricular lessons from the classes. But the reflections that Mr. Peterson mentioned and that were on the slideshow and that are on our TVs demonstrate their sense of community. Our school community did not quit on this group, and they in turn did not quit on themselves. They kept showing up. And while they still invade each other's personal space far too often, surprised a couple of you aren't sitting in each other's laps, they have matured to the point where they were genuine leaders in our school, which still shocks their grade 6 social studies teacher. In the school, we often talk about resiliency. You've heard it mentioned a few times tonight. And in fact, we've talked to this particular class about resiliency a lot. We were worried about their capacity for this skill, and they have proved our worries baseless. They have turned out to be one of the most resilient groups I have taught. They kept showing up. I'm positive there were most times they didn't want to, but they didn't cave in. They kept coming. And this tenacity has paid off. As a school, we are no longer stressed out about your future. You will be fine. Just keep showing up. I told my basketball team at the end of this year, led by 4, you really didn't think there wasn't going to be a basketball reference, right? I told my basketball team at the end of the year, led by 4 of this group, that even though we haven't had the finishes we've wanted the last 2 seasons, I'm as proud of this team as any other I've coached. And as I worked on this speech, I realize that that extends to this class as a whole. I am as proud of this group of students as any that I've had taught or that have come before. And if I were a parent of a student in this class, I would be unbelievably proud tonight. I love you guys. Be safe this weekend. Thank you and good night.
Thank you, Mr. Hoagland. I'll now turn it over to our assistant principal, Ms. Carla Kaliba, and principal, Mr. Lloyd McKenzie, for the presentation of certificates.
Good evening. It's great to be here. My name is Carla Kaliba and I'm assistant principal. And I am honored to say your names for the presentation of your certificates. Kate Anderson. Savannah Badry. Zoe Barclay. Cole Beatty. Naya Began Watt. Kaylin Bowler. Logan Hanlon. Nora Hansen. Kaylee Hines. Cassidy Howe. Caden Kennett. Kenyon McLean. Teddy Morningway. Josh Nordine. Allison Thompson. Cole Winnichuk. Cooper Worthing. And I want to just share a heartfelt congratulations to every one of you. Well done.
Thank you, Ms. Kleba. As our program for the evening is coming to a close, I would like to just take a few minutes to thank the people who have contributed to tonight's ceremony in some way. Thank you again to Mr. Diven and Mr. Timko for being in attendance this evening. Thank you to Clay for his terrific job as our MC this evening. He's been asking me lots of questions and worrying about this for a few days, so he's done a fantastic job, so good job, bud. Thank you to Mr. Peterson for his fantastic introduction of our grade 12 students, especially for all of his dad jokes. To Mr. Hoagland, for your words for our students tonight, and for being there to guide them as well, through all these years. And thank you to Teddy Morningway, our valedictorian, who did a fantastic job as well. I'd be, I guess, remiss to not thank all of the teachers for you guys that you've had all throughout the years. Your teachers and the school staff that you've had through these past 12 or 13 years have all contributed to who you've become a little bit today. And I think on behalf of everyone, we are very proud of you. And thank you to all the teachers, I think, who have helped guide you folks throughout the years. There's also a few other people that have helped out with tonight's ceremony. Mr. Lusov for helping with the sound and lighting, Ms. Kleba for help with the students with decorating, and Ms. Irvin for printing of the certificates and everything else I asked you to do at the very last minute. Ms. Pogstad for taking pictures tonight. And also, very, very importantly, all the parents and family members who have been a great support and have done a lot of work to prepare for this day to make it special for you students. So thank you to all of you. I think you guys should give your parents a round of applause as well. As we finish off the evening, I just want to say how wonderful it is to have you all here with us this evening, students, parents, teachers, and school staff, for what makes Hay Lakes School a special place. Just like Mr. Peterson and Mr. Hoagland said, you guys have contributed to my 3 years here thus far. You were in high school, and you were the kids that paved the way and showed what it is to be a Hay Lakes Tiger. So great job, congratulations. Work's not done, still got a few weeks left, but I really hope that you have an excellent time tonight and this weekend. And like Mr. Hoagland said, enjoy yourselves, but be safe.
I'd like to remind everyone who's going to the banquet tonight, there will be refreshments at 5:30 this evening. All the refreshments will go towards the next year graduating class. As we enter the final part of tonight, I would ask grads to please rise for the Grand March and encourage everyone to join me as we celebrate these fine people as they exit the gym. Grads, be very proud of yourselves.